Mambadiwa kita miedo wipazukawakpa taha wahi. A long time ago, as this history and the activities that happen around a big camp, those stories are recorded by being told over and over again through different generations. And usually these stories are told only in the winter time. So, and it's passed on many years. Sometimes they put a name to that called winter count, but it's really stories and happenings that in a camp that over the years, that's, and somebody has that job to record that, and then the old people share those stories. A long time ago in this camp, these people, they were having a really rough time. Very limited food, and people were having a hard time with things like water and natural things, and the berries. They were literally starving because they went out a long ways to look for food, and they couldn't couldn't find any. So this young lady decided, well, I'm going to go up on a mountain and have a vision quest to see what I could help out with. Away she went. She was a young lady, and she went up into the many mountains, kind of big hills, and she sat there making prayers and doing cleansing with medicine and all kinds of things like that. And she sat there for 4 days. And then she went back down to tell of her experience, what she saw and what she experienced up there. So when she came back down, there was nobody. The whole place where her camp was as if nobody has ever been there, or just really clean and no sign of people. She was really distraught. What happened? What happened? What actually happened was this community, they started to not get along with one another. And when she was up there on the vision quest, she got a sacred instructions to call the people together. So she went and gathered the people together. They were in a circle, all right, but they were facing out. They weren't looking at each other. They were having a really hard time. So she instructed them to come together because Creator is coming, and the ancestors are coming to tell us some things. So they were curious, so they all gathered together, waiting for this our ancestors to come and tell them something. And what happened was the whole piece of land that they were on started to turn around and round and round, and it went right into a big hole. Camps, tents, horses, dogs, kids, children, all the old people, all their tools and symbols and all that, they all went in, and it turned back into a natural space. And so that woman was very distraught. So she decided she's going to go back up on top of the hill to see what it is that she needed to do. And she did. She spent another few days up there, and all of a sudden, on the fourth day, the eagle came and sat beside on a rock, and she didn't know what to think of that. But in a little while, that eagle started to talk to her. And this went on. The eagle would go away and bring back things like fish and stuff for her to eat. And they spend a lot of time together talking what happened to the camp, and the lessons that they get from there. What is that? What happened? In a little while, that big eagle turned into a man, a young man. And as they were continuing to talk, they began to like one another. So they decided they're going to become a couple. They made prayers and they made their vows, and they started to live together up there on a mountain. And all of a sudden, that eagle, that man, he said, you need to go. It's been quite a while now. And he was starting to get instructions from up there. And the instructions were, they're going to have kids. Sure enough, they had twins. And those twins were getting along really good. And about 10 years went by, and the eagle one day said to his wife, he said, I have to leave, he said. Oh no, don't leave, don't leave. I have to go, the eagle said, and turned himself into an eagle, and away he flew away. And the instruction that she got was that she would take these two twins and travel towards the southeast. And there she would come upon a group of her people. And so sure enough, they packed, and the way they walked, they started walking. And sure enough, they came to this big camp, and she told the camp what she experienced with her people and what happened on the mountains and how these kids came to be. So the ceremonial leader of that camp, they took the two kids and her into the ceremony. And while they were in the ceremony, they got further instructions. What do they need to do? And when they finished the ceremony, the ceremonial leader told that lady, these two boys, they got special gifts. And what this young man needs to do is to stay here and make a lodge, a purification lodge, and he'll help the people that way. He's just young. And the other one, you would take him straight north, and at a certain place you would find red rock, he told her. And out of that red rock you will make a pipe and you will bring it back here. And he would be able to help the people. So they followed the instructions. This young man was helped to build a lodge and got further instructions on how to conduct that purification lodge. And the young man, they helped him walk quite a few days up north, and find that red rock and come back and make a pipe, and instructions. The elders instructed them on how to make prayers, and so that's how those two young people, twins, that's how they got their special job. From then on, most all the twins that are born within a different community, Dakota community, they were given special gifts along the way. That was pretty good. And the other place, the place where they went to was where the earth swirled around and went into the ground. And all of those, the people and the horses and stuff, they all came together, and they formed a red rock. And that's how that pipestone came about long ago. And that's what he was instructed to do, is to pick up a pipe, a red stone, and make a pipe, because it represented his people, all the things that was in that camp. That's what, and that's the only place that you can get that red rock because of what happened. And the story is, of course, all the things this camp needed to do was to start to work together and do things together so that things would work out good, sharing and caring, all of those kinds of things. So that's the story that was that I heard. My friend, he told me that story quite a few years ago. He asked me to help him in his Sundance in South Dakota. So that's when he told me that story. So of course I pass it on to some people who ask, when they say, "Can you tell us a story?" That's when I tell that story. It has meaning, of course, in how a camp should live together, the governance part.